How's it going, YouTube, and welcome to a brand new video here on Arena Breakout Infinite. If you haven't seen the first video that I posted on this particular game, that was the first time that I've ever touched Arena Breakout Infinite, and if I'm honest, I did enjoy my time playing the game then, so I thought, you know what, let's continue the series here on the channel. First and foremost, I'm going to go into my storage just to make sure that we have everything sorted and ready to go for our next run here on Arena Breakout Infinite. We have meds, painkillers, bandages, we have a serve kit, which I think we might just want to put in our reinforced case so we don't end up losing it. We do have another one, but I don't want to end up losing it and not being able to obviously take one in to our next run if we end up dying in this next raid. But one thing I do want to have a quick look at is if we're able to buy a headset at all.
Getting into trouble?
Solely because I don't have one currently, and I don't know if there is any available on the current traders that we have unlocked. I don't think so. We don't have any on Joao, so we'll have a look and see if Vita has anything. Obviously, she is more medical than anything else, but it looks like, of course, we're not able to go ahead and grab any headsets, so we're going to have to work without, which is fine. It served us okay in the first few raids that we did in the first episode, so hopefully we'll be alright in this particular episode as well. But before we do anything, we want to have a look and see.
Why not take me on in the shooting
not here. I'm just trying to remember where I can find my missions. Okay, top left. So we need to do Humble Beginning, which is to bring back 50,000 worth of value from the farm, and also go to the stables and search the safe. So that's fine. We can go ahead and get that sorted. I think we might have the money situated already, but we will ensure that we end up getting ourselves the value, not the value, sorry, the safe looted in this next run on farm. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and here we want to go tactical ops, of course, going into normal, and we're going back into the farm. Meaning that we have played this map the first couple of times whilst running through, but we want to try and progress the missions in order if we so can. So we're going to jump into a farm run, try and get to the barn to loot the safe, also potentially get a few kills on some AI, maybe even some players as well, and just see how progression continues for us. We haven't died so far, but I don't want to jinx it. Let's see if we can continue the survival run in this particular episode. Alrighty, so we are in to our first run here on the farm for this episode, and one thing that I did mention in my latest Escape from Tarkov video, and I also mentioned here as well, is I do like how quickly you end up getting into raids for this particular game, because if I'm honest, it's one of those things in Tarkov that you can kind of sit in a raid like timer trying to get into the raid a little bit too long sometimes. I want to say it's the stables that we want to head towards for this safe. I'm pretty sure that is where the safe is located, so we will put a marker down over there and head in that general direction. But yeah, sometimes in the past on Tarkov I have been sat waiting for like 5, 6 to 10 minutes to get into any form of raid. Whereas on this game, I seem to get into raids exceptionally quickly, which I do like about the game. It means that you're not really sitting around waiting to get into runs all the time. You can kind of get in pretty much simultaneously after hitting the loading button, which is always good, in my opinion anyway. But right now, all we're trying to do is just make sure we get some loot. Obviously, we can refine the loot and min-max it a little bit towards the latter stages of the run. But one thing that I want to try and start doing on this game as well as Tarkov is spending a little bit more time in raids unless I have certain items for certain tasks. Solely because I feel like sometimes I kind of speed through the raids a little bit too quickly. I don't really take my time, probably miss out on some loot and some action. Whereas if I take a little bit more time in the raid and I actually maneuver through the map, explore new places, all that kind of good stuff, then we have a bit more of an opportunity to make things happen, get into a bit more action, all that kind of good stuff. We are hearing a few shots up ahead of us, so we do need to be a little bit wary of those. But yeah, in general, I just want to try it and stay in raids a little bit longer, just so we have an opportunity to... Can't tell if that movement's inside or not, or if it even is movement. Yeah, I want to try and stay in raids just longer in general. But we will go ahead and head up the stairs here to the safe, because it is something that we need to go ahead and loot for the task. There is some comms outside was what I was going to say. There's a AI down. Just going to check the back side of the barn whilst we're waiting for this timer. Looks like we're okay at the time being. Doesn't seem to be anyone outside currently. We will go and have a quick look at the loot we can get off of the AI in a moment. But, ooh, okay, that ram's probably going to be worth putting into our reinforced case over our serve kit. I don't really want to be spending too much time in and around the safe we just opened. Don't know how much of a sound it makes across the map, but it could potentially have alerted people if they were nearby. We will take the Mosin, not really too fussed about the note. Cotton balls, don't think we need, but we'll take it for now. Definitely take the ammo for the Mosin as well, and nothing in the canvas bag. Although it might be worth... I was thinking about potentially taking the canvas bag and rolling it up for runs where we're trying to take like less loot with us. But I think we're okay for now. There's a lot of shooting going down ahead of us. Just check the window of this building before we go in. I need to probably mark down my extract that I know we can go ahead and take in a moment. Energy drink's quite nice to find. Other than that, nothing in this room. Can loot the jacket, we'll go ahead and do that. And then we'll probably end up eating and drinking, although our hydration and our energy isn't too low. I just want to make sure that we have it as full as possible during the course of this run. There is a lot of shooting going down on the map right now, which is nice to hear, I'm not going to lie, but at the same time it can be a little bit scary. Right, let's go ahead and put that down here and then move our serve kit up here. And I am just going to reload our mag, even though it's basically full. Yeah, no, we can't do that. Even though our mag's basically full, we will go ahead and reload it. And whilst we have the opportunity, we'll just mark our exfil down at the Southwest Farmhouse. We do have some money on us, so if we did come across a extract that needs some money popped into it to use, there's always a possibility of obviously taking that. Okay, we don't actually want to go ahead and take the exfil right now. I want to try and see what's going on down here, because we are hearing a lot of action going down. If we can potentially third party a fight, that would be pretty fun to do, I think. Obviously as a solo, that's one kill. Not sure if that's an AI or a PMC. Well, operator, should I say, not necessarily a PMC in this game. That's another kill down. I think that could have been an operator there. This is definitely an operator. Almost certain of it. Almost certain that we've killed a couple of operators here. A lot of pistol shots going down. A lot of pistol shots going down. I just noticed that's a Christmas song playing in the old stereo there. Ooh, that's a nice item to see. I do feel a little bit sorry for the players that we've rolled up on here because they don't seem... Can you check their level? You can. Level 5, yeah. They don't seem to be the highest level of players. It seemed like a lot of them were running pistols. But I'm not going to get rid of these cotton balls. I'm not going to complain about running into players and getting a few kills under our belt. Have a full mag. Okay, we could just go back to this exfil now. We've got a little bit of action, which is the main thing that we were looking for. There's an AK on this player. Some more PP rounds. We could probably stack those there, to be fair. Just check how much ammo they have in this magazine. Basically empty. Okay, not too much. We will repack our mags real quick as well. Considering that all the shooting that we were hearing is now pretty much over. We kind of came in and did a little bit of cleanup. We could have potentially used our Mosin, but I wanted to make sure that we got at least a couple of kills under our belt first and foremost. But yeah, the players that we ended up finding here weren't the highest of levels, and they weren't very heavily geared. Probably because it comes down to... let's actually put that in there. Take the deagle. Take the dog tag. And we'll drop this. But yeah, I don't think this map really will see too many high-level players, if I'm honest. Not really anything of massive value, apart from our cheetah statue that we have picked up. If I'm honest, I could go back to the extract we had behind us, but I'm more than happy to continue through the map right now. There's an extract straight ahead of us, which isn't the one we've marked. I think we've marked the one over in that corner. But we will push through here. See if it is an extract we can go ahead and take. So I did get a little bit of feedback in the last Arena Breakout Infinite video in terms of the volume. I'm kind of hoping that the volume for both my voice and the game are a little bit better in this episode. I can always do a little bit of tinkering in the editing side of things, but where I record everything on Streamlabs OBS, being able to separate the voice and the gameplay isn't actually something that I'm able to go ahead and do. But we could potentially go into the older way that I used to record a long time ago, which is do everything separately. Just takes a little bit longer of a time to get everything sorted. But I'm also, after this raid, going to check my in-game settings just to see if there's any audio that we can like bump up in terms of like gameplay audio, and I'll also obviously have a look after that. But I'm looking at the peaks during the course of the game, and they seem to be okay in terms of the microphone and also the game audio. But obviously you guys can let me know if I need to tweak it a little bit more in the comments as well. But we got ourselves a good little raid done there. Got a couple of operator kills as well. Unfortunately, of course, they were fairly low level, much like ourselves, but they didn't really have too much gear on them. The only person that really had anything of not value, but anything of interest was the guy with the AK, but we ended up leaving that. So we do have a new contact now in terms of Deke, and we have a couple of other
You're ready to run
well.
an op as a militant.
Okay. Imposter. Use random gear and enter the dark zone disguised as a militant. Apart from bosses, militants won't attack you first. If you extract, you get to keep all the items you're carrying. Okay, so this is like a scav run and the imposter side of things. Don't know what covert ops necessarily means, but still. We'll go ahead and claim our rewards here from this particular run, meaning we are now up to level 5. got some XP as well. So maintaining
Haven't
order.
seen you for a while.
Go to farm,
like your
eliminate
help
2
with
enemies.
something.
Go to stables and
You have
farm.
the time?
Go to the grain trade center at farm
Take
as
your
well.
time, and don't be afraid to use that.
Okay, and then the other one is in covert ops, extract from farm with any equipment. Okay, well, we could definitely look to do that for sure. Definitely look to do that for sure. We have a new mail message, just a survey. I'm not too fussed about that, but we will go ahead and claim our item sold, which was the battery, the big battery we had in the previous episode. We do technically have something else to put out as well, but we do now have Deke, which does have limited time items available. So helmets, armor, bags, all that kind of stuff. Get limited time items. So what do we have here? We have some armor, some decent armor, but it looks like they're like barter trades rather than actually buying them, right? Yeah, you need certain items to be able to barter that. That's fine. You can buy a security helmet. You can buy some armor, which is probably better than the armor we've got right now, right? No, this is armor class level 3. This is only level 2. But you can get better ones eventually, but they are barters. That's fine. Obviously, you've got chest rigs and we've got backpacks. So you've got the lightweight camping backpack, which has 12 spaces. Probably the same amount as what we've got in medium camping backpack, but we'll go ahead and move everything that we ended up getting out of that run that we don't want to take into the next raid into the stash. And only just noticed that we can press F to move everything across, so that makes things a lot easier. Health wise, we're looking pretty handy, that's fine, and we're looking good on health and hydration. So I do want to have a look at the so you can switch to covert ops, which is obviously not what we're looking to do, but you can. I want to figure out, how do we go in? Oh, in covert ops, never mind. It is covert ops that we want, so let's switch. We'll go in as a covert ops to try and get this other mission done. The only people that will attack us first is the bosses, so we can go ahead and get some kills on militants as well. But we're going to take our covert ops in. We're going to go to farm to try and get another task completed and under our belt. Obviously, it's for Deke rather than I think it's Noel or whoever the other guy was, but it is another farm run. At the moment, I think we're going to be pushing a lot of farm runs just to get these early tasks sorted, and then we can look to do other things moving forward in the series. But let's jump into a farm run on covert ops, look to exfil with a few items to get this other task under our belt, maybe get a couple of sneaky kills as well, maybe on players and also other militants. But regardless, let's jump into the map and see how we go. Alrighty, so we are into our first covert ops run. We have half left in our ammo. We do have some ammo on us, so we'll just go ahead and very quickly reload the SKS here. And I also want to have a quick check as to our exfil. So there's one behind us. I think we'll head to the one behind us rather than the ones in front of us, just because we go this way quite a lot. Although over in this direction is obviously the safe that we can potentially loot, and there's also possibility of running into militants that we could get a few sneaky kills on. Just seen someone run into that house there. Couldn't quite tell if it was a player or not. There is someone running over here. I don't want to take a pot shot. Okay, they didn't stay there, that's fine. I was going to shoot if they stayed in the container for a little bit longer, but they didn't, so we'll move through the map, see if we can get some items to take out with us and go from there. The simple backpack is probably going to be something that we want to take, to be fair, because we don't have a backpack on at all. Definitely take the weapon. Ooh, that headset will be very handy to have. Armor-wise, we'll leave it. The rig is actually better than our rig that we have on. Let's go ahead and just get rid of that. Okay, We don't have any spare mag... no, we do have spare mags even. Let's go ahead. Basically full. Don't want it 70, want it on fully automatic. But having it basically full is going to be very handy for us. It is some loot that we can take out with us, which is awesome. And one thing that I have noticed, it doesn't seem like the militants' weapons have any downside to picking them up. Unlike Tarkov, there's no wear and tear on weapons, it seems. So it is something that we don't necessarily have to worry about in this game, unless I am mistaken, of course. But all we really want to do now is just try and get some gear. This headset's going to be quite handy to have to put onto our actual operator, as long as we can get out of this raid successfully. And if I'm honest, I'm quite glad I didn't pull the trigger against what seemed to be a player. And I say that solely because there's every possibility that this ammo may not have done anything near what we would have hoped it would have done for us in that situation. But we'll continue to loot up. We'll probably end up dropping the attachments we picked up, if I'm honest. Don't think it's necessarily stuff that we want to be using. But right now, just try and get as much loot as we can on our covert ops. I'll take that site for sure. Might be something we can use in the future. I'll also take the hand grips. It could be better than the hand grips that we have currently, available to us. I am hearing movement. Not sure where the movement was. Okay, that's another... Yeah, that's another militant, so we don't need to worry about shooting them right now. We could potentially take them out in the near future. Although there are some shots raining down. There's a guy below us and I can't seem to... Let me ADS, man. Okay. I'm not going to worry too much about the fact that we couldn't ADS and take some pot shots at that person. I'm more interested now in just moving out of this location when we can. Please let me loot that. Because we have got some gear on us, which is the main thing that it asked us to do on the task that we had for covert ops. Sentry 3, which could well be better than what we've got here. Okay, so it's an armoured rig. Screw it, we'll put it on. Definitely put it on, and then we'll look to move away from this area. That is the militant that we ended up looting right at the beginning of the run. Now, I don't know if the person we saw was also a militant or an operator that went into the area of the map that we just disappeared from. Okay, so we need to be wary of militants now, but that's fine. At least they have a mechanic in the game that allows militants to know when you've killed another militant. I don't think we need the linen, so we'll put this stuff down here, just so we have room to reload. Sugar? Nah, don't necessarily need it. So we could have just left the militant be right there, but I wanted to see what the mechanic was in terms of killing a militant, whether there was any repercussions or whether it was just a case of you could go ahead and kill them. And to be fair, the only repercussion that I could see there was the fact that all of the militants now know that we are disguised, so we're not necessarily one of them. So it's essentially now just a normal run in terms of being careful with obviously running through the map and taking fights. So you just need to be wary of everyone now, rather than, well, yeah, everyone rather than just operators. But that's perfectly fine, because we are used to that when it comes to running raids in this game regardless. So I'm not too fussed about staying in the raids too long as a covert ops. Just because obviously a bit like a scav run on Tarkov, you've got less time in the raids to be able to loot up and get anything going for yourself. But at the same time, if we come to areas that we want to have a look at, we'll definitely go into them as long as we have time. So that unfortunately is locked, because it looked like it could have been quite a nice area to go ahead and loot. And that's one thing that I need to kind of read up on and learn, is the keys. So I don't know what keys open up what areas on what map. So that's definitely something that we'll look to do a little bit of research into moving forward, the longer we end up playing Arena Breakout Infinite. But I was speaking to my friend Ricky today whilst we were playing some Warzone, and he was asking about this game. He was asking if it's anything like Tarkov, and I said it is like Tarkov. In my opinion, it's not as cutthroat as Tarkov is. Honestly, I thought the Scarecrow was a militant for a second there, but I was saying it's not as cutthroat in terms of Tarkov and how brutal Tarkov can be, but it is definitely much like Tarkov. Okay, you can deal with things there. Jesus, okay. Honestly, I thought the AI was gonna know that we were in disguise like pretty much straight off the bat. That is not the case. I'm not too fussed about this SKS. I'm going to take the AK, meaning we can probably get rid of this. Take this ammo. There is an Uzi. Interesting. Don't think it's worth taking, but there is an Uzi. Oh, you can remove ammo. That's pretty cool to see. Wasn't sure if that was a feature in the game or not, but evidently it is. We'll put the PSO rounds into our... is an MPX mag? MP5 mag? Not too sure. But we could... do I want... I kind of want an Uzi, but at the same time, not overly fussed. Oh, you can't unload it into their rig. Okay, that's fun. That makes sense. Okay, never mind. We will leave that as it is then. Random suitcase in the bath. We have 9 minutes left in the raid, so we are staying in. Oh, that's really nice ammo, actually. Let's get rid of this. Take this. I have a feeling we might need this for something, so we'll take it. PRS ammo is quite nice for the AKs, so we'll definitely take that. But everything else can stay there. But yeah, I was saying to Ricky, it's not as cutthroat as Tarkov. It's probably something that if he wants to potentially try out, it's going to be a lot more forgiving, in my opinion, than playing Tarkov. Because we did try and teach him a little bit of Tarkov about a year or so ago, and he just couldn't get on with the game. But this could be
someone there?
A little bit of a better game for him to learn the looter-shooter style of game, in my opinion. So there could be a potential time where I do have a duo in terms of Ricky running this game with me. But we'll have to wait and see if it is something that he is interested in getting into. So I don't want to force him into, obviously, getting into a game that he just may not be interested in. Let's go ahead and use this, why not? then we'll loot the militant here and push towards the exfil, because that will allow us to have a couple of tasks under our belt. Don't have enough room to carry all of this, which is fine. There's linen there. We'll just make sure there's nothing else in here that we want to go ahead and grab, which I don't think there is. So we still have 200 odd meters to go for exfil. Did end up getting a couple of sneaky hills on militants.
What's happening?
This run. But they don't seem to react as quickly as I thought they were going to. They kind of speak, but they don't necessarily shoot very quickly anyway. But that could be because I've caught the majority of them by surprise. So, can't really take too much away from our first covert ops run. But regardless of that, it hopefully will be a successful one. We are obviously still a little far away from our exfil, so everything could go wrong in an instant. But if I can get out of this run and be able to secure another task, that would be lovely to see. I do wonder if there's going to be any sort of tasks / missions in this game where, as someone that's like undercover and disguised, that you have to, like, I don't know, kill other militants or something like that. Could be a thing, could not be a thing, but we did end up getting 130k's worth of value from that run, but we also got another task completed, which is lovely. And we get to keep everything from that run, much like our scav raids, so that's pretty good to see. Obviously, we don't get any XP for that run from our militant run, but it does mean that we can go ahead and put in what we want to keep. And if I'm honest, it's practically everything bar the backpack and the armored rig, because the armored rig is quite torn. So we just want to sell the rest of that. Which is actually quite an interesting thing as well. That's much like the scav raids, as I was mentioning on Escape from Tarkov. You can just go ahead and sell all your stuff if needed. But we do have another covert ops chappie with a shotgun, which is interesting to see. But we get some XP and some money there, so we'll just go ahead and collect that. And then we'll have a look at the next one. So in covert ops, go to the grain trade center and the farm. Don't eliminate other militants, and carry out successful extract of covert ops. Okay, so essentially you've got to go into the map, don't kill any other militants, but obviously if you do run into operators, you can kill them, and then obviously get a successful extraction. But I think we're going to go back in with our operator for the next run, because I feel like doing the mission for our operator, if I'm honest. And this is quite interesting. I just saw the event, and it looks like we can go ahead and claim some vending machine tokens. So that's nice to see, because we can take those into the raids and use them in the actual vending machines that we've been seeing. But I'm just going to go ahead and probably claim a lot of this stuff outside of the episode, because I don't want to be sat here and obviously wasting your guys' time by just like claiming a bunch of different things. So I'll do that outside of the episode. I just want to see why it was highlighted with a red marker, and that would be why. But it looks like, can we put this? So we can't put it in the keychains, but we can put it into our reinforced case. I'm going to take 3 of them in, just in case we run into any further vending machines. I just want to see, we do have some more PP, so we'll take another stack of that in with us. But we're going to jump back into a farm raid to get maintaining order sorted. So we need to eliminate 2 enemies, go to the stables, and go to the grain trade center as well. So that is what we're going to aim to do in this run. So let's jump into another farm raid and hopefully get another task under our belt and continue with some good progress. Alrighty, so we are back into the farm and we need to go to the grain trading center and the stables. So let's go ahead and ping the stables and then we'll go to the grain trading center on the way out. Thankfully all of it is towards the extract side of the map for us, but much like before, we're just going to go ahead and make sure we loot up as we proceed. Source and a bottle opener. I'm not too fussed about taking things that are fairly low value currently. Like, I know I've been taking pretty much everything to start with, but I'm going to start looking at values of items and try and min-max as much as possible during the course of our raids from now on. AWL, might as well keep that. I think 2k and above is probably what we'll look to take at this present moment in time. Obviously, the further along we get, there might be stuff that we do actually need to pick up that's lower value. But for now, we want to try and take some high value stuff. I don't know if there's any way for us to sell outside of the market on the game. I haven't really looked into that side of things too much. I won't take any of those. We'll take the small med kit though, for certain. But for now, we're just going to kind of stick to looting up a little bit, getting our tasks done, kind of progressing through the game as much as possible, and then we'll worry about higher tier items and stuff like that in the future. There's some footsteps out to our left here. This is the area of the map that we ended up getting our first few kills on in this actual area as well. Someone sounds like they're inside.
One is coming here.
That's one enemy down. Do need to get another one for the task. Is this? Oh, this could be boss if there's armor like this. Could quite well be boss here. We did reload, that's the main thing I wanted to check there. That could have been a 3-man, you know. Go back to this real quick. Quite well could have been a 3-man, because they fought a lot like players rather than AI. So we could have got a decent chunk of kills there. Which, to be fair, we did need to kill what, two enemies during the course of this raid. So we'll definitely take that for sure. Make sure we're fully healed up before we push back in there. There is a way, there we go, roll up. So I say there's a way that we can roll this up and take up less room. Search the first aid kit as well. Disinfectant will definitely take. Regen boost is quite nice to see. Don't necessarily need the thermometer though. Let's repack our mags after that fight. Because the last thing we do is want to get into another engagement with only one full mag and a little bit of ammo in the rest. I could be wrong about those particular enemies being players, but we'll find out in a minute. They look like players, they fought like players, so there is every possibility. But as I said, there's also possibility that we could have run into the boss, considering the armor that this person had on them. Level 3 helmet. They're both level 3 helmets. I kind of want to take that helmet for now, actually. Why not? Be another helmet for us to use. Okay, so they weren't players. These were actual AI. Okay. It's just the way that they fought in that engagement made me kind of want to be like, oh, they could be players, but definitely not players. Definitely AI. But they lit me the hell up. That was the first proper fight that I've had, if I'm honest, in terms of this game. And I'm not being disrespectful to like any of the players that we fought, but they haven't really been able to fight back. We've kind of ambushed a lot of the players that we've ended up fighting against so far. But regardless, that was a good little engagement to win. Let's remove the ammo, just see what ammo is in here. PRS ammo. It's probably worth taking, right? Just so we have some backup ammo in case we run out of the PP that we've got currently on us. So the last thing I want to do is not have any sort of backup ammo at all. Another Mosin. It's probably what rocked us so hard in that engagement was the Mosin, to be fair. As I said though, kind of, I don't think it's boss, but at the same time, could be. Right, we need to head towards the stables in the other area now. We've been in this location for a reasonable amount of time. Take the juice just so we have some sort of drink available to us. There's quite a lot of militants around here. Okay, we've got a headset. Could have actually taken that headset from the previous run that we did. Okay. They sound like they're on the other side of this wall to us. Oh, we're being shot at from the right. That is a player. I was trying to get behind the pole there. That's unfortunate. Nice kill, nice kill. Very, very good kill. I want to have a look at it from their side of things. They probably caught us on the back end of looting, right? Yeah, they caught us on the back end of looting. Kill cam's not the greatest. Obviously, it unfortunately shows the shots coming from like behind us. But yeah, unfortunate timing for us. That's our first death in this particular series, though, so I can't complain too much. We've had a good run. That is some very high value. Well, I say high value gear. Some very interesting looking gear for a level 4. That is a face shield and a half. They've got an AK. I'm guessing that's a Mosin on their back. Let's have a look. Can we... Obviously, we didn't get any damage to them, but they ended up killing us with PP rounds through the helmet, which is fair enough. GG's. Can't complain about that whatsoever. It's our first death. We do gain a little bit of XP, but not a lot there. But yeah, we can't complain about that. As I said, it's our first death of the series. We've managed to go through the series fairly unscathed up until this point. We do have Valley as a map that we can unlock at level 8, which is nice to see.
Brave, but not this time. You failed the mission, but at least you survived. You may have lost everything you brought in, but you can always get more.
Yes, agreed. So extraction failed. Obviously we lose everything except for everything in our container, which we didn't actually have anything in our container for that particular raid. Do we gain the... Yes, so we gained the progress here of eliminating enemies. We just need to obviously go to the other two places. That's fine. That's all I wanted to check there. So we go into storage. We'll just have to get ourselves geared up for another run. So put this headset on. Put this on. We'll take the... Do I want to take the AK in? Probably not, right? We want to maybe take in something a little different from the AK, if I'm honest. We could take that in, put that on, put that backpack on. We do have magazines, the AK and some backup ammo, so I will actually take the AK in, I think, rather than procrastinating about it. Where is our serve kit? Down here. Is there anything we're missing? Oh yeah, the bandages. We want to probably take in some bandages for sure. But other than that, I think we're pretty much ready to rock and roll straight into another run here. Just double checking there's nothing. Can we actually take this off and put the hammer scope on? We can. Okay, that would be quite nice to have a little bit of a more ranged sight than just the red dot, in my opinion. Obviously it might come back to bite us in the ass, and we could have potentially done better with just the normal red dot, but we're going to jump back into another farm run, probably the last run of this particular episode. We're going to jump back into another farm run, hopefully get to the 2 places we need to get to on that map to finish the task, and then that'll be it for this particular episode. But let's jump into that farm run and hopefully get another survival under our belt. Alrighty, so we are into the next run, and to be fair, I feel like this is a much better spawn for us. I don't actually know what my keybind is for... Oh, no, I don't want to press that. Keybind is for changing sights, but that's fine. We can figure that out in a moment. In fact, I'm going to have a quick look at my controls just to see. Switch firing mode, switch sight power, magnification. So is it just pressing down on my mouse key maybe? Because it says switch, oh no, switch sight is Alt plus right trigger. So Alt and right trigger. That's just holding my breath. Okay, I don't know what it is. I'm not going to worry too much about it right now. We'll figure that out in the future.
Ooh, they're close.
But as I said, having a bit of a ranged scope is going to be handy. Okay, take out that operator there and also the militant. Back on track a little bit. Did hear some more shots going down. So we may have to see what's happening over to our right in a second. Okay, we'll take that. That's 2 operators down. There is a militant over here that's coughing and splattering. Not sure how he survived the initial headshot that we dinked on him, but he did. But let's head over. It's inside. just have a look at what this person had loot-wise. Take another full med kit, why not? We could probably drop the Uzi mag. It's a nice little kill for us, to be fair. Yeah, it can't roll it up with stuff inside. Didn't think so, but I thought I'd have a look. PP ammo, that can come down here. Okay, cool. Make sure we have a full mag. Sounds like that vending machine's upstairs. $50 winter coins. Not too sure what they're used for, but regardless, we have 50 of them.
Come at me!
So let's search these ammo. I'm trying to stay quiet because I'm trying to listen to hear if there's anything else to worry about where we are. Right now it doesn't seem so. Take the PRS ammo. Ooh, flechette ammo. Didn't want to put that down there, I want to put it here. Excuse me. Ooh. Definitely take the HP. Definitely take the AP 6.3.
Ain't nowhere to run!
Please don't shoot me in the back. I want to try and loot the other operator that we killed, if possible. There we go. So we can only use the vending machines once, it seems. Missed my shot. Damn, the recoil on this is bad. Let's get the AK back out. Let's go and have a look at what the other operator had that we ended up killing. And then we can move on to the stables. And then look to get out of the raid altogether. Can opener and a wrench, we'll leave those. Just want to sit here real quick and repack our mags. And then we can continue with our journey. But yeah, the recoil on the, I'm guessing this is an SMG. Yeah, the SMG was a little bit wayward, not gonna lie, but it is what it is. Still ended up getting a kill with it, so can't complain too much. What did you have on you, my friend? Shotgun. Do have flechette rounds if we wanted to take the shotgun, but I'm not too fussed about it right now. Painkillers galore. Anything in your backpack? Nothing in your backpack. Okay. So I think the next thing we need to do is obviously mark the stables to know where we're going in terms of getting the task completed that we're trying to do. So we want to head this way. A few more shots going on across the map, so still people to be wary of course. But having this hammer sight for longer ranged engagements has been very handy so far this run. can't complain too much. I just don't really know how to go about changing to the site on top. Not that I've needed to during the course of this run, but it is something that I might need to figure out what our keybind is and potentially change it moving forwards. But for right now, it's worked out alright for us on farm. I don't need to worry about looting the safe here if it deems like it could be too risky. All I need to do is be able to touch the stables area and that'll be job done. So that is this task completed. I'm not sure if the shots were coming from this area or not. Obviously there's shots in the distance, but we heard louder shots than that. As we walked up to the stables. I want to loot that crate, but I want to check there's no one up top, which there isn't. But there is some comms outside. But I think we ended up killing the source of those comms just there. But being able to come to the stables and loot this fairly uncontested, apart from AI, is always nice. I want that flashlight. I'm probably going to ditch this for it. Then we'll head out of this raid. I'm not going to worry too much about looting the AI outside there. I am just going to see what we get in this grenade case. Glad that I decided to listen out there, because that could have been pretty bad for us if we hadn't have heard the footsteps. Thankfully for us, we did hear them, so all is good. Is that a Toz? No, it's not a Toz. Okay, I was about to say it looked like a Toz. It's not. This armor is level 3, so's ours, so we don't need to worry too much about taking that. The beans would be quite nice to eat, I'm not going to lie. This looks like it could have been a player running their covert ops. Could be wrong, of course. Okay, we have quite a ways to go for our exfil here. So we're probably going to be running... Don't know why I went around the long way there. But we're probably going to be running into the location of the shots we've been hearing. Obviously there's a lot of potential conflict that goes on in like this kind of area by the bridge, but also like past the bridge in the area we got caught out in the previous run. Just checking that tower. Don't see any movement there, so we should be good. Just to move on through the map. I am going to try and ensure that we remain vigilant though. Just knowing my luck, we could potentially be caught out much like we were in the previous run. Although the task that we currently have doesn't say we have to survive. I would like to get another survival under our belt to keep up our survival rating a little bit. Obviously it doesn't mean everything. There is a interesting armor here. So I am going to very quickly just do this. Just to see. It is another level 3, but I'm going to take it over the one we have right now. Just because it looks cooler. No other reason, I'm going to be honest. Security riot helmet's probably, yeah, I was about to say a low one. I'm going to go ahead and actually drop the weapon. Probably take the shotgun, because we do have flechette rounds to chuck into that. If we ended up wanting to use it, of course. Still got 20 odd minutes in the run. But we are full on loot. Got some nice ammo to our name. And we have a task that even though we don't have to survive for, I'd rather try and survive if we can. Just adds a little bit more value to the run for sure. Especially, as I said, with the ammunition that we have on our operator off the back of this run. I think just heading for Exfil and aiming to get out of this run is going to be more beneficial than anything else. There are a lot of shots still raining down through the map, but we're just going to let those operators fight it out with the militants / each other and just aim to avoid any more conflict and get out of this raid alive. Because that way I'll feel a little bit better about getting the mission completed that we're currently looking to do. Obviously we were a little bit unlucky in the previous run of dying in the area we did and the situation that we did, but finding an exfil is always nice to see, and getting out of a run just like that is always lovely to see as well. Loot value is probably, I was about to say, probably going to be underneath 100k, but we've got 2 operators eliminated, total of 9 eliminations there as well. Excuse me. So I'm quite happy with that run. I'm quite happy with the overall progress we're making in Arena Breakout Infinite as well. Ended up getting ourselves to level 7, about a quarter of the way, just over a quarter of the way to level 8 as well. Plus handing in this task may get us even closer, well should even get us closer to the next level, which is always lovely to see. So that is pretty much that. So temporary mission, eliminate 2 enemies in farm, collect any primary weapon and bring it back with you. Okay, that's pretty much
keep gaining experience.
Easily done, because we can just hand in anything that we pick up from I mean, we also got a scavenger guide. Okay, bring back items with a total value of 80k. I didn't actually notice this. We might have had that for a while, I'm not too sure, but regardless, that is something else that we can definitely aim to do. But first and foremost, let's just go ahead and chuck everything that we want to chuck into the storage into storage. We actually killed a level 8 player there. I didn't actually realise that. That's always lovely to see. Got some winter coins. As I said, I'm not too sure what they're used for. We'll look at all of the event stuff outside of the episodes, and then if we do end up getting anything from the event stuff, or we end up doing anything that is beneficial from the event stuff, we'll always have a look at that as well. But first and foremost, before we end this episode, I do want to go ahead and sell this cheetah here. So there's a lot of them listed around this price, and I found that listing it in and around the price that there's quite a few at actually helps out with selling. At least that's what ended up happening with our battery that we ended up selling. Obviously some of this stuff we may end up wanting to keep hold of, or needing to keep hold of for the future, but as I don't know what the future holds for us in terms of being able to just get everything set up for future tasks, we're just going to head and sell the stuff that we can. Just realised there is actually a quick way to organise this particular stash. Obviously in the last episode, so it doesn't look like I can actually like quick sort my stash. I can just hit the organise, sorts everything out quite nicely. But regardless, guys, that is going to do it for this particular episode of Arena Breakout Infinite. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like rating and subscribe to the channel for future content from myself. I'll leave links in the description down below to all my social media, as well as the other YouTube channels and my Twitch in the description down below. I think I said that twice, but regardless, they're all down there if you want to go ahead and check those out. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this episode, and I'll see you in the next.